so we can all read this one. The goal today is to improve our speaking by talking about content marketing and marketing on social platforms. So we will talk about your business, your company, your work, what kind of business do you work for, what do you do for work, and how do you market? How do you advertise? And so we can improve our English and our conversation by talking about that today. We are going to begin with a question, and our first question today will be this one, so we can talk about what we do for work. So let's start with that question here. What kind of work do you do? So we will ask that to everyone. And let's start with Flavio. So Flavio, what kind of work do you do? Flavio, can you hear me? Jose, what kind of work do you do, Jose?
Businessman, maybe, I don't know.
Okay, that's all right. So Jose is a businessman, and that's okay. So that's a good answer. What about Larissa? Can you hear me? No? And Trung, what kind of work do you do, Trung?
Work in logistics.
And Trung, I can't hear you.
Yes, I work in logistics.
Oh. Okay, good. Logistics. All right. Good. We'll put Trung. Logistics. Logistics. All right. Cool. Euripides, can you hear me? And Fabiola, can you hear me? Flavio, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, there's Flavio. Flavio, what kind of work do you do?
Analyst IT. Support.
Good. So what's, yeah. IT analyst and support, right?
Yes.
All right, excellent. And okay, so let's begin, and we will begin by reading. So we'll get let's get Flavio to read first. And Flavio, can you read this here?
Make sure you content on digital and social platforms. It's the standards of the audience, right content, right place, right time. Remember, timing is everything.
Yeah, good. So good pronunciation. Right content, right place, right time. You got it. And Jose, can you read this one?
Yes, make sure you count on digital and social platform with the standards of the audience, right content, right place, right time. Remember, timing is everything.
Timing, yeah, timing is everything. Yeah, it's very important, right? Timing. And what about Trung? Trung, can you read this one?
Yes. Make sure your content on digital and social platform fit the standards of the audience, right content, bright place, bright time. Remember, timing is everything.
Is everything, yeah. Yeah, so good pronunciation. And let's see, Euripides, can you hear me? Fabiola, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Ah, good. Fabiola, can you read this one?
Yes. Make sure your content on digital and social platforms fits the standards of the audience. Right content, right place, right time. Remember, timing is everything.
Yeah, timing is
Timing.
everything. Yeah.
Timing is everything.
And Fabiola, what do you do for work?
In this moment, I'm not working, but I'm looking for a content auxiliary.
Looking for what?
Content auxiliary.
Did you say content analyst? Is that correct? Or can you write it in the chat? Can you write? Maybe can you write the name here? Oh, there we
Yes.
go. Okay, thank you. Auxiliary countable. Okay. What is that, Fabiola?
Wait. It's like.
And let me go to Larissa. Larissa says, "Aha, an accountant assistant." Aha. Okay, that's better. Much better. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. And here we'll just change this to this. We'll say accountant assistant, like that.
Okay.
Yeah. Perfect. All right. Very good. Cool. And is there anybody else? Larissa and Larissa, can you hear me? No? All right. So let's look at this. And what does it mean? What does it mean? Timing is everything. What does that mean? Timing is everything. We have our audience, and timing is everything. Right content, right place, right time. Why is that important? Why? Let's ask Chung. Chung, why is that important?
Sorry, teacher.
Yeah. So we have right content, right place, and right time. Why is that important? Why is that important?
I think because it's for the business, and they need to everything is correct, and the with the right people and right time is, I think, all of them very important, but I don't know how to explain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's difficult to explain, right? But that's good. So you did good. You said that the right information or correct information for the right people.
Yes. And I think with the marketing, because it have to the content is the right for the same with our products. And the next thing we have to write like, because we have to find the markets in the right location or right place for because when we want to selling something, we have to find the markets, and we have to find in the markets, and it's a good market. We do that, and the time is very important because it's for the selling the products. And when we make the marketing, we want to sell in the in a certain time, because we have to focus the time, the money in a lot, and we have to do in the right only thing.
I like that. Good answer. So focusing time, energy into finding the right customers, clients to sell to. Yeah. All right. There we go. So that's a good answer. And what about in our work? So let's look at Trung. So Trung's in logistics. Flavio is an IT analyst in support. Let's ask Flavio. So Flavio, let's look at this question here. We'll say, how does your company advertise now? Flavio. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Where's Flavio? Flavio? Let's ask Jose. Jose?
Yes.
Okay.
I think with announcements, I think with videos in internet and in the street, in the places where the consumer will be there. ¿Cómo explicar?
Okay. This is where the customer will be. Example, online, streets, on the streets. Yeah, I like that. And let's do one more question. We'll say, does your business use social media for marketing, Jose?
Yes. Yes, it's very important. Use the social media because very people are there. Very people, yes, are there.
Yeah,
But
it's important.
but we must be careful because the marketing in social media is different in the TV or in the street.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, different kind of marketing. And here we'll say many, because many people are there.
Yes, sorry.
And it's a different marketing, right?
Yes.
Than in the streets. Excellent. That's a good answer. What about Fabiola? Fabiola, how does your company advertise?
In this moment, I'm not working, but in the in my last job,
yeah,
the company use social media for advertise.
Mm-hmm. And what social media was the best at your last company?
They use Facebook.
Yep. And was Facebook a good social media for your last company? Did it work well?
What?
I'll say, was social media, or I'm sorry, was Facebook a good way to market to people in your last company?
The company is
Mhm.
small, and I think
Mhm.
it's good for they, but they have a sales agent,
Uh-huh.
and if person goes to companies
Mhm.
in person and
Mhm.
try to sell the service.
Okay, very cool. Excellent. So it was a small company and it was good for them, right? So Facebook worked good for them. Good answer. What about, I think we have more students. So we have Jose, Fabiola, Strong. Larissa, can you hear me? Euripides, can you hear me? No. Okay. So now we can ask questions to each other. So now we can have a conversation and we can learn more about what we do for work. Okay. So, for example, Flavio is an IT analyst. Trung is logistics. Fabiola is an accountant assistant, or was an accountant assistant. So let's and Jose is a businessman, right? So let's ask questions to each other and find out more about our work. Okay. So let me take Flavio out. I think he left. Okay, so we have Jose, Chung, and Fabiola. And so what do you want to know about logistics or being a businessman in Jose, where are you from?
I am from Jalisco, Mexico.
From Jalisco, Mexico. Or being an accountant assistant, right? And Trung, where are you from, Trung?
I'm from Vietnam.
Okay, from Vietnam. Say logistics in Vietnam. And Fabiola, where are you from?
I'm from Mexico.
Uh-huh. And accountant assistant in Mexico. Okay. So let's learn more about each other. So I have a question to Trung. So Trung, what do you do every day working in logistics? So what is your main job?
Yes. Um, because now it's my old business, and I just manage. And but in the past, I start with the start up with my business, and I have to do all of things in logistics. Like I think I do everything with by myself. But now I have to about 5 people help me, and I don't do anything more. I just manage in my computer, and I don't need to go anywhere. In the past, I have to go any place, like in the shipping lane, in some the like officer in the government to take the document and go to the banking. And in my job, I work in a cashew logistics, nurse for eating, cashew, yes. And in Vietnam, now everybody, the government using the internet for the custom layer, and it's sell of hours, it sell my time a lot. In the past, they using the paper document, and it take a lot of time, and and also the money in for the logistic. But now They're using the internet, and everything is more quickly and easier.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah, everything's quicker, easier, spend less time on paperwork. Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Good job describing that. And Trung, can you ask a question to Jose or Fabiola about their job?
Yes. Jose,
Yes.
can you tell me about the business in Mexico? I think I interested with the business in Mexico in the future. Can you
The
share something?
business, yes, yes, the business in Mexico in the future, where I think that will be mercancía, multi product of the factories to the people, because in Mexico are very factories of very
Jose,
very
what your exactly in your business in Mexico?
excuse me,
What's your business in Mexico?
are multi products. I want to say the buy the products to the factory or the other people, and I sell this product to the other people. It's intermediate is intermediate of factory and consumer.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So buying and selling products from the factory to the consumer. Is that correct?
Yes,
Uh-huh. And you said multi, right? So like, yeah, multi, we'll say, yeah, many different products from factories to consumers. All right, very cool. So marketing is really important, right? And your job, is that correct, Jose?
yes.
Mhm.
Um, like people, I more like ¿cómo decirlo? I I must know I must now talk to the people because it's very important in this job.
Mhm. Yeah. And Trung, you do cashews, is that correct?
Yes.
That could be good, right? Selling cashews internationally to businessmen in Mexico, maybe.
Yeah, I think in future
Very
I
good.
want to do business in cashew trading
Yeah,
around the world. Yes.
absolutely.
I
And
think
let's get a question to Fabiola. So Jose, can you ask a question to Fabiola?
Yes, yes. You has a assistant. How you help me in my job?
So, repeat the question again, please.
Ah, yes. How you help me in my job?
Uh, well, the assistant contact is the ¿cómo se dice? Work with the money and taxes
Yes, yes. It's very important in business money.
to have in order your um, your bills
Yes, yes.
is the way that can I help you.
Yeah, good. Yeah, I like that. So we say is the way that I could help you. Mhm. Yeah, that's
Okay.
great. That's good grammar. Excellent. Cool. Jose, are you looking for an accountant?
Excuse me?
Are you looking for an accountant?
Maybe,
that?
maybe.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, good.
I could
Perfect.
think. I could.
Yeah, excellent. Good. Well, I like that. So that was some good questions today and good conversation. We got to learn more about what we do for work, how we market, how we use digital platforms, and how we use offline, like in the streets, marketing. So that was really good. Good way to practice English. This was a difficult thing to practice English, right? But you did really well, and that was a really good job at describing what you do for work and how your business works. So that was excellent. So that is the end of the class, but we have time for like 1 more minute. So if you have any questions for me, or any questions for Jose or Chung or Fabiola. So Jose, any more questions for me or Chung or Fabiola?
No.
Okay. All right.
No.
Great job, Jose. Chung, any more questions for me or Jose or Fabiola?
No, teacher.
All right. Great job today, Chung, describing your work. Fabiola, any questions for Jose or Chung or me?
No question, teacher. Thank you.
Okay, excellent. So yeah, very good. All right, everybody. Well, have a good day. Thanks
Yes.
for being in the class, and thanks Euripides for listening today, and thanks Larissa for listening today too.
Yes, have a nice day,
Thank you
Take care.
teacher.
so much.
Have a good night. Have a good morning. Bye.